Welcome back to a very cold Monday morning. In this week's video, I am bringing you with me as I go through my week. The idea being just to give you all an insight into what it's like to live my life. So the plan is short, sharp jobs, not recording too much because otherwise this video is going to be a nightmare to edit. And by the end of this video, we are going to do a time budget to find how much time this week I spent farming, how much time I spent computer coding and electronics, and how much time I spent making videos. And I have no idea how that time budget is going to end up. So the cows are already fed this morning, but the heifers need a TMR mixed for them and fed. So that is what we are going to start with this morning. I think it's probably chopped well enough. I mean, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I really can't be bothered with the whole waiting for it to mix thing. That's the heifers fed, and we made enough to do them for 2 days. None of my setup for feeding cows with a feeder wagon is ideal, but hopefully this is a one-off. Although I really kind of want to keep it now because it's worked really well, but it would literally be me changing my entire farming system. So we're not even going to consider that. We'll do the numbers at the end of the year. For now, the plan is just to get through this winter, save silage, and back to my simple block feeding for next year. Although it's increasingly unlikely that that's going to happen, but we'll not make any decisions until March or April. I don't know much, but there's no weight at all. Small slurry tanks are the pain of my life during winter. Although usually the tanker's not hooked off this tractor over winter, the only reason it was off is because we got the JF back and had to run it to check everything was okay. Now, can I remember where these pipes go? Currently 20 past 10, I was over here this morning at 20 past 7, so it's about 3 hours, but I did take half an hour for breakfast and that. And that's a fairly typical farming morning during winter. Rest of the morning, I'm going to go do some computer programming. I have some stuff to order online, including EAD tags. And then I'm going to go get my lunch. And when I'm away for lunch, I'm going to get a hydraulic fitting for a new shear grab. But we'll get to that after lunch or the next part of this video. I also probably need to mention all of the other help I have on the farm during a normal day, or else this is going to make no sense to any of you who are actually dairy farmers. So this morning, my dad and another guy milked the cows. Milking is between 6:30 and about 10 to 8. And then Calvin arrives around 8. So he done the scraping this morning, bedded the cows. My dad finished up feeding some calves that I didn't feed. And then the two of them are now away over to our out farm to feed the dry cows and in-calf heifers. They should be back around 12:30. So the point is, I'm definitely not here alone. I have a lot of help. Welcome back. It's still Monday and I got the fitting. So we need to check which pipe is the male fitting. So it's the one that is for retracting the arms. Moving that cover back was going to be our next job, but I see my dad and Calvin have already done it. So one less thing for me to do. We can go get a knife and cut that after we do this job. So this is our retract pipe, which is the far side of this block, which is the correct pipe. We have managed to fluke it. No, it's not the correct pipe. It's the wrong pipe. It goes down. Where does that go? Yeah, right, wrong pipe. So this end has to go on here, and then this end has to go on here. I've had this new grab now for like 2 weeks, and I'm only just getting round to getting it hooked onto the JCB. Wait there, wrong way. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Yes. Why do I have a new quickie shear grab? Well, farmhand wanted to give me one, and I was only too happy to oblige because our old Johnson shear grab needs some new tines. Ah, didn't see that coming. That surprised me. Anyway, our old shear grab needs new tines. It needs a little bit of work, and it's always extremely difficult to get a point of the year where you don't need a shear grab. So I was like, I'll happily take a shear grab, show all of you what it's like, make you all aware that Quickie makes shear grabs, because I had no idea they did. And it gives me a chance to get my old shear grab repaired. I will say straight away that I am amazed at the difference between a Johnson shear grab and a Quickie shear grab. And that is no hate on the Johnson shear grab, but it's not really comparable. This is why you don't rely on flipping vice grips for everything. Let's get this side by side to the Johnson, see the difference, and hook them on. What a strange shear grab. It's just so much like deeper and taller than my Johnson shear grab. Like, look at the difference. And I'm pretty sure when I bought it, that was the biggest shear grab Johnson made. But I'm not sure it'll actually hold any more than my old shear grab, because my old one is just so much wider. I will report back tomorrow morning when I'm filling the diet feeder if this holds more or less than my old one. Welcome back to 5:30 Monday evening. I am just finished cleaning my car from my kids because there's 5 people coming with me to the protest tonight. Although it's not really a protest, it's a rally. I've kind of ran out of room in the car and I need somewhere for my big bulky coat, so unfortunately I think my protest signs are going to have to go. If you missed the TikTok, some of these are pretty good. Farm Baby Farm is after Drill Baby Drill, although it's not that obvious. I didn't do that one. Next up we have my personal favourite, Black Cows Matter. It actually says black and white cows matter. I should bring some of these, should I? I also have Down With This Sort of Thing, a little Father Ted reference. This is a good one. Milk Cows Not Farmers. Actually, probably the best one, to be honest. And finally, we have Fight, Fight, Fight. Suppose I better update you on what I got up to over the last 6 hours, since this video is meant to be about a time budget. You really didn't miss much that I didn't film this afternoon. I registered some calves, I done 2 hours of computer programming and made some awesome zoom buttons, and then scraped and bedded the cows, pushed in the silage before milking, then went home, got showered, and here we are.
We are prepared to do whatever it takes. We will fight for our industry, and we will no longer take no for an answer.
Welcome back to Tuesday morning. So we headed off at 5:30 to the Econ Centre, which is like a big event complex in Northern Ireland. The reason we were going there is because the Ulster Farmers Union had organised a rally to try and get the inheritance tax changes overturned. The concept of it was that it was to give a mandate to the Ulster Farmers Union presidential team, who are attending London today, which is Tuesday the 19th. But in reality, I think everyone went because of other issues alongside inheritance tax. And overall, I think the night was a big success. There was an astonishing 6,000 people who showed up. And whenever some of the speakers said messages which the crowd wanted to hear, and they got an applause and got the people going, it was a truly memorable experience. And honestly, all I could think of the whole night was how amazing must a Trump rally be? Like, I cannot imagine several tens of thousands of people with that kind of energy all in one room. There was some issues. We sat in traffic for an hour and then decided, screw this, we abandoned the car at the side of the road and walked in, which meant that we did miss about half the event, but the half I did see was pretty good. So overall, it was an okay organized event, but it got the message across. Farmers were able to demonstrate their strength. And I think for some of the politicians there, they will see farmers as a more attractive voter group because they can organize that sort of event, put together a big rally, show support to the politicians that support us. One last thing I'll say about last night. Jessica and Lorraine, two of the people who spoke at it, who are not like professional politicians or professional Ulster Farmers Union people, probably spoke the best out of anyone. They done a fantastic, fantastic job. Although I didn't get to hear them because of the traffic. So the only way I know they done a fantastic job was adapting other people's opinions. And I did get my friend to read Lorraine's speech on the way back home, although I don't think it had the same effect coming from him. That's my update from last night. What have I been at today? Well, I was farming for about 3 hours this morning. My load of soya hulls arrived late last night, so I had to move them over. It took me about half an hour. I have been ordering electronics and building PCBs for the last hour and 20 minutes. I'm about to go for my lunch, and then after lunch I have the exciting job of doing my VAT return. And then after that there is a rocket launch later on this evening. I have to take my son to BB. I'm going to go for a run whilst he's at BB. So really, there's probably only about another hour of farming for today. So I will have to update my time budget with all of that information. Welcome back to a very cold Wednesday morning. This is the last of the calves I have to feed this morning. And then we'll go and get the cows fed. Come on, don't be a dummy. Come on, dummy. And I have managed to lose my microphone. So where did it go? Oh, that thing's like 80 pounds. I've already wrecked one of them. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Did I lose it ages ago? I just didn't notice. Oh no. I did lose it ages ago. Might be in the calf house. Oh, please don't let the calves have ate my microphone. This has happened before, and the camera will automatically connect to it again, and then I can clap, and as the clap gets louder I know I'm closer. So I found it in like a field of grass before, so this should be straightforward to find it. I wonder did it fall off when I was climbing this gate? That seems possible. Oh my days. It's magnetic and it's stuck to the gate. That's ridiculous. So yous won't have heard anything I said when I was standing here. You didn't miss much. I'll not bother re-recording it. Let's go feed the cows. Now there is one thing I do on cold mornings, which you all might not agree is farming, but I will make my case to you. It's very important to let the JCB warm up on cold frosty mornings, and when I'm letting the JCB warm up, I watch TikTok for 5 minutes. So it's farming. I was was going to automate this job and then I remembered I have a Calvin, so why would I do that? It took 12 minutes to fill that feeder wagon. Most mornings I put the feeder wagon in the silo, which speeds it up a little bit, but just didn't really work out this morning. So that's everything done this morning on the farm. The cows are all scraped and bedded, everything's fed, all the calves are fed, the milking's done. We can now get on to the random jobs which you need to do during the day. So after this, my dad and Calvin will be heading over to the out farm to get them fed and scraped and get everything done over there. And I have a guy coming at 11 o'clock to see me about an electronics project. So that gives me an hour and 45 minutes to do some computer coding and VAT books this morning. Just gonna check the drinkers, and that drinker is filthy. And that drinker is also filthy. Right. Not getting to computer coding yet, need to clean out these drinkers first. The front two automatically clean themselves, the back two don't, and my goodness, it makes you appreciate having the automatic drinkers whenever you have to go and check and clean them out manually. That's another job on today's to-do list. Order the valves I need to make them work automatically. I've also lost the brush to clean them. We're back with the afternoon update. I should never have done this video. This is by far my worst idea ever. It's gonna be so all over the place. You're not gonna be able to follow it. It's gonna be a nightmare to edit. Oh, what have I done? At least at the end, the payoff will be worth it, because you will get to know, and I will get to know, how many hours I spend farming, coding in electronics, and faffing about every week. So since we last left off, I had my meeting. It was pretty short. It was only like 45, 50 minutes. I was basically just showing someone the electronics I've done, the coding I've done, and if any of my skills and my services are of use to them, great. If not, it was an interesting conversation regardless. I have also been manufacturing another batch of controllers for SlurryQuip, so that is 6 done. That took me about slightly over an hour before lunchtime. Then after I got my lunch, I cleaned the yard because I found out last night, apparently I agreed to host a young farmers group on the farm on Thursday evening. Now, I have no recollection of agreeing to have people on the farm, and when the guy messaged me being like, "You still okay for Thursday night?" I replied with, "Yes, what time do you want me there?" And then he said, "Oh no, we're coming to you." From now until milking time, I'm going back to try and get the VAT books finished off. I didn't get them finished yesterday, I just got so fed up with it. And then I will be bedding and scraping the cows, feeding a couple of calves, and probably go back to my computer to either finish the VAT books or to order quite a lot of components and stuff, which I need to order for the rest of these SlurryQuip things. And that's the rest of my day. I'll see you on Thursday.
To you I'm just a man, to me you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? Poison myself again, something in the orange tells me you're never coming home. Need to hear you standing waiting all night. There's orange dancing in your eyes from bulb light. Your voice only trembles when you try to speak. Take me back to us dancing this wood used to be. To you, I'm just a man. To me, you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go? I'm poisoning myself again. Something in the orange tells me you're never coming home.
Welcome to Thursday morning. Hopefully that little montage gives you an idea of what I've been up to. I was over at the farm at about 6:15 this morning and it is currently 10:20. But we're not totally finished with farming this morning yet. The next job we have to do is take this tractor to get serviced. And I'm definitely going to be late, so I need to hurry up. I'm getting major deja vu. We were literally right here on Monday. Except instead of hooking the tanker on, we now have to hook it off. Do I have gloves? Yes, I do. This might be an issue. I might hook the tanker off and then turn it to face into the sun for 5 minutes. Okay, that should be defrosted by the time I go get my camera mount. So I'm going to give you the rest of my day now. I'm going to get my camera mount because I'm going to make a TikTok about AI on my way to the tractor dealer. And then I want to make another TikTok after lunch about how I'm getting on with my feeder wagon. So them two TikToks, to record them and edit them, are probably going to take me about an hour. So that will take us up to after lunchtime. Then after lunchtime, I want to sit down and do some computer programming for 2 or 3 hours, maybe some electronics if I have a chance, but that's going to be my afternoon. We are milk recording this evening, so I do have to put the milk recording bottles on at some point, but I'll see if I can get my dad and Calvin to do that instead of me having to do it. Currently, my dad, Calvin and David are working on re-roofing part of the cow house that blew off in a storm last week. So there's a lot of farming going on that I'm actually not involved in today. I am not milking this evening, so I probably only have about an hour's farming to do after I finish leaving this tractor to the dealership. I will add all them numbers to my time budget this evening and I will catch up with you on Friday morning when we will finish this video off and we will finally find out how many hours in a week did I spend farming, how many hours in a week did I spend computer programming and doing electronics, and how many hours in a week did I spend doing social media stuff. And I am as interested to see the result as all of you, because I have no idea at this point what it's going to end up like. Okay, I am now very, very late, so I really need to go. See you tomorrow. We are finally at Friday. So let's get this video finished. Don't run away. Don't run away. Belgian blue bull.
Post-application dust remover tabs to lift the protector from the closest edge using the first tab and the dust particle using the second tab as shown in this video.
Before we conclude this video, let me show you where all of my time coding is going at the minute. So this is one of the old GPS systems and it comes with a toughened glass screen in a casing. However, this screen is very expensive. It's about £200 and it uses old technology. And I really want to use a more modern screen. However, the problem with that is it doesn't come in a case and it doesn't have a toughened glass cover. So what you just seen me do was apply a custom made toughened glass cover to my new screen. The nice things about this screen are it has multi-touch, so you can do stuff like pinch to zoom. It is extremely bright at 1200 nits, so even in direct sunlight you can see it perfectly. And it's a really nice crisp resolution and just looks amazing. That's what the old GPS looks like, kind of like Windows 1998 vibes. And the new GPS looks much more modern. I've really spent a lot of time focusing on the UI design and like really, really responsive actions. It's just a much better, more responsive UI. It's just instant response. Sorry, I took another tangent. Stay focused. Finish this video. Let me get my timesheet up. So I'm just going to stick the entire table on screen and walk you through it. 4 days out of the last 7, I only spent about 4 hours a day actually farming. And then I had 2 busy days, which I farmed pretty much the entire day, which was 9 hours. I know for most farmers, that's not an entire day, but it is what it is. So my total time spent farming for the week was 40 hours. But please bear in mind, November is my quiet time of year for farming. Although it doesn't feel like it, and that sort of number of 40 hours spent farming this week is probably why I don't feel like I've got time away from the farm to do other things. Then we got on to tech/coding. I was actually surprised how little time I spent in this area. The only big day really was Monday. And because this only adds up to 16.5 hours this week, it's probably why the progress is so slow. So more time spent coding, if I can manage it. And finally, we have the hours spent doing social media stuff. I spent 14 hours this week doing stuff for social media, which is just a lot of time. And I have really tried to cut back on how much time I'm putting into social media so I can spend it on the coding part. But I suppose there's only so much time you can really cut back. And I will also add that I have not included extra time in my farming day to film all the little clips which you've seen in this video. So in reality, it's probably more like 15 hours that I spent making videos, editing videos, and doing social media stuff this week. And I didn't even include the 2 hours which I spent last night with a young farmers group, showing them around the farm and chatting to them, which probably comes under social media, but I just left that out because I wasn't really sure where to put it, and I quite enjoyed it. So we'll just say that was leisure time. So if we add everything together, we get a 70-hour week, which is a really busy week. And for everyone out there who is doing a 90 to 100 hour week and you're wondering, what the heck did that Egypt do with his other 20 hours? Well, a lot of my week was spent going to the gym, running, having a sauna, taking my son to his BB practice or going swimming, stuff like that, which is really just leisure time, but it still feels like you're busy and it's not your free time. All of this kind of really has helped explain to me why I feel like I never catch up with myself and I'm constantly running out of time. I genuinely have no idea how this whole concept is going to turn out as a video. But for me personally, doing a time balance for a week has been a really good, interesting experience. And I think what I've taken from it is that I need to structure my life a little bit better. Well, that is going to do us for this week. I feel like I have been recording this video for the last month, so I am very glad to be bringing it to a conclusion. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and any comments, stick them down below. I very much appreciate it. I can already see the amount of people claiming they're doing 100-hour weeks every week, and if you are, congratulations, that's great. I definitely do not want to be doing that. I'll see you all in the next video.